Hi, everybody. Welcome to Memoir Church. Good to see you all. Rolling in. Hi, I'm Suze Allen. I'm the host for today's program. And we're going to be with somebody who I've known for a fair amount of time. I know it will be shocking that we've been besties for about 40 years. But also, I came to know her as a fan of her acting work. And then she cast me in a show, and then we became fast friends, have been inseparable ever since. But my eyes are not clouded by our friendship. Her work is extraordinary because it's real and it's very, she has a very strong voice, which you'll see. And she's funny. She's a great, she's just very articulate, and she brings with her her whole self, her authentic being, and that's why I love being in the Zoom room with her, and especially in Memoir Church. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Lisa up here. Hi, Lisa Stathoplos. Yay!
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming.
So Lisa and I worked together. I was her editor on her first book, Make Me, which is really about the beginning of your life up until you had children, how you became you, and then you started. It's a funny story how it started. Lisa and I, in the pandemic, we were meeting on a Sunday to just share stories, do writing prompts, and we'd write, and then we'd read them to each other. And as we went along, I said to her, Lisa, I think you have a book. No, I don't. She was so angry at me, and she was throwing a fit, and nope, 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 nope. But the seed was planted, and suddenly she's like, all right, buddy, I think I have a book. And then she went on to write another one, which is will be out this year, called Chimera: A Shapeshifter's Journey. And we're going to be reading. She's going to be reading from that book. But Lisa, I'd really like to start. Um, why do you write memoir? What struck you about telling your story and putting it in the book, putting it in a book, two books?
Well, the first one I would say is because I was in rehearsal and about to go on tour with a show in 2019 when the whole world shut down. And I was in rehearsal in Portland for a brand new piece, and obviously that stopped. So and I was teaching alternative school. I work in behavioral ed. Um, as a second career. So, yeah, what Sue said, started just writing because I've always written for fun. And the first one, I just realized, yeah, it's kind of nice. I'm doing it for me, make me, what stories made me who I am. This second book, which begins really around age 30, whatever, 32 after I became a mom, and then went on to have many other realities happen, as we all know, as we age. Um, I have a long career, 22 years in behavioral ed, non-punitive behavioral ed. Worked with Dr. Ross Green, a big long story, studied as a mediator. So, and have some personal experience with personal and professional experience with a lot of experience, way more experience than I wish to have with clinical depression, anxiety, and other emotional behavioral disabilities. And I guess it's my mission at this point, and the reason that Chimera is written is because of if I do nothing else in life, I would love to help people understand a mind that is different and change minds about minds.
Mm.
Um, I guess that's sort of the best I'd say. Not
No,
very well said.
no, that's great. And what did what did you find when you were writing that book, that in the memoir? What were some of the surprises that happened as you began to put that part of your life on the page?
It's very difficult to put your life on the page in truth, and I'm pretty authentic, which I think is the thing that people have recognized about me since I was young on stage. But to do it about yourself is
Mm,
pretty intense, as well as having to think about people that you need to protect. Um, and so, unlike Make Me, where I have permission from everyone whose name is used, in Chimera, I have used pseudonyms for everyone, including my children. Um, because there's a lot of things that come up, substance abuse disorder in my family, mental illness in my someone who is pretty primary to me, and so it's very tricky. But I learned from my beloved editor, Suze Allen. Yes, she's my best friend, but she's gifted at what she does with Manuscript Mentor and has done for however many bazillion years out there in San Fran and all over the place. She just said, write it, Lisa. Just write it. You don't have to do. And once I was free to just go, don't worry about the editor right now. Of course, editing is my favorite thing to do. I just love to chop and get rid of. But that was helpful. So to not think about whether it would ever be published or ever anything, just me writing, and
mm-hmm.
that helped me to use my voice.
That's very, very clear. You're in there and you're telling your story. And I feel like your book really needs to get out there for, to break through the taboos and the stigma around mental illness, around substance abuse disorder, around divorce, and all kinds of the themes that come up, loneliness. Well, without making you talk and talk more and more,
Yeah.
which I could do with you all day, and we have. But I would like, you're going to read 3 stories for us today, 3 chapters from your book,
Yeah.
Chimera, a Shapeshifter. And
Shapeshifter's Journey. And
okay, I'm
there,
gonna get out of here and let you just take the stage. So you're on.
pardon me, I'm gonna let you know this. This is said in my preface or whatever it's called, author's note, that the way both memoirs work is they kind of jump around in time. So you're just gonna have to try to go with me. Um, and these are three. This first one actually is at this point the beginning of the book, even before a prologue. And there's a reason for it. Then when you read the whole thing, if anyone ever does, that they would get. So it's called Child in Time. Mom, can you come? I don't feel good. Eli's young voice quavers. I hear his ragged breath through imagined wires. Do you feel unsafe, Eli? Terrifying silence. I'm coming, okay? Okay, Eli? The cold steering wheel stings my bare forehead. I bang my head hard on it again. The pain reminds me I'm alive. I brush hair out of my eyes, turn the ignition of my Tacoma single cabin back out of our driveway. I've got a 6-mile nightmare ride to a house I thought I'd left for good. A house I helped design, a house I once called home, loved, filled with love. Now it's a hell house. My head is pounding, but my heart actually hurts. Maybe this is a heart attack. Nope, it'll be a stroke for you, Lisa. That's what'll do it for you. A stroke. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I can't do this. I can't keep on. I can't keep keeping on. My self-talk sucks. People's words fill my aching head. I don't know how you do it, Lisa. You're so brave, so strong. I'm not brave. I'm not strong. I'm not fucking strong. Your will, your courage is amazing. I am not amazing. This is not my will, and I don't know what the hell courage is, but if you mean that I continue to bang my head against the wall over and against all odds in order to save my son from the wretched clutches of his constant anguish, anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation, that's not courage. It's terror. I cannot bear another moment of his personal hell. We are locked together in a cruel karma with no good end. I turn on the radio. Seasons don't fear the reaper, and immediately shut it off. Fuck you, Blue Oyster Cult. I can't handle this. You are handling this. I'm not handling this. Nothing will ever change. How do I get my son away from him? How do I get him out of there? How do I get my son out of that fucking house? I smash my hands into the steering wheel. It spins this way and that, but gives no answers. I smack it again, harder. Where the hell's the road? I can't see the friggin' shoulder. Why is it always fucking raining? My glasses are fogged with atmospheric moisture, atmospheric tears. When I get to the dirt driveway, the gravel isn't packed down. I get stuck in the mud at the crest of the hill near the top, and have to roll back down across the hopefully deserted road, where I rev the engine maniacally and try again. This night is so black. Rounding the driveway's 90-degree turn and approaching the house, I see no light. No light of any kind. Black house, black night, black thoughts. A real-life bleak house. My intestines crawl. I picture how they spiral, all twisted, distorted, and contorted in a mocking image of who I now am. A sharp pain stabs my left side. It's been coming and going for years. Stepping through the front door, I find what I dread. A living tableau of depression, a Hieronymus Bosch triptych of mundane horrors, a sink full of a week or more's unwashed dishes, pots caked with days-old food in haphazard array on the stove, random items strewn across the floor, pot warp in a clusterfuck tangle in a corner, a fishing sweatshirt rank with ripe bait, a pair of extra tough boots, one under the kitchen table, the other up against the cellar door. Cups half full of unrecognizable substances scattered about. A blowtorch lying on its side in front of the wood stove. Gloom so thick it smells. I check the gas stove first. It's off. I'll take the small miracles too. I see my former husband, Jack. Tonight he's asleep or something. Sometimes he's passed out in a chair, head rolled back, snoring or choking on air, hard to tell which, face with the red telltale bloat of the hard drinker. Sometimes he's awake but non-communicative and prone under a blanket on the couch. He grunts at my hello. And sometimes he's hopped up and almost comically friendly, as if the house and everyone in it isn't living in a looping nightmare. I think I despise this version the most. It's so unlike his former self, so creepily surreal. I shudder. With a heavy breath and some strange resolve I unearth from God knows where, I ascend the darkened stairs to Eli's room, knowing all too well what I'll find. His 3 dogs meet me at the landing, their eyes as weary with worry as mine. They huddle around my legs and usher me to Eli's door that stands ajar. They speak to me of their anguish. You will help us. And to each other. Mom's here now. It'll be okay, won't it? Mom, fix this. Maxie nuzzles his silky yellow hide into my knees. Bear stands staring into Eli's room. He looks like sorrow itself. He gives a soft whimper and I gently pat his big black head. I've learned to speak dog very well. With my hand on the doorknob, I think for a moment of the morrow. I have a 7:30 a.m. federally mandated 3-year review, a triennial IEP, Individual Education Plan meeting. I make a quick mental rifle through all my carefully prepared legal documents necessary to convince the IEP team that a very troubled student on my caseload with an emotional disability continues to qualify for special education services. I am so tired. I am 100 years old. How many more times? Stepping into Eli's room, I put all that aside. The morning looms large, but for me, this night has just begun.
Beautiful, Lisa. Thank you.
That was a happy one. Anyway,
That was very happy.
this one is
Goodness.
called Tainted Love. Anybody who's been through divorce probably get this one. Wow, that is a serious stack of paperwork. My heart is thumping, giving me a good beating. I would really hate to be responsible for a mountain of former trees like that. My thoughts dissipate and amble towards musical riffs. I fought the law and the law won. Pfft, It's not even a favorite. Why is it stuck in my head? I shift in the beige cushioned chair I was offered in the sterile conference room that could be any conference room in any professional setting in America. The tension in the room is building, and my anxiety has me kicking my leg under the table to beat the band. Leaning forward, I focus on the forms, lots of forms. It is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed by the court that a decree of divorce is hereby granted to Lisa S. and Jack M., and the marriage relationship existing between parties is hereby terminated, held for naught, and both parties are hereby released and discharged from all obligations therein. Wow, riveting. I glazed over as early as hereby granted, but that held for not line yanked me back. Lisa, do you fully understand this? The court appointed mediator is condescending. Yeah, I get it, honey. We're breaking up, slipping out the back, Jack, going our own ways. We've lost that loving feeling. The long and winding road led us to a different door, and we are falling to pieces. It's too late, baby, now. Yeah, I get that. It is further ordered that the parties have entered into a shared parenting plan, which the dry language has me parched. I cough. My mind wanders. I come from a family of readers and writers. My parents read to us since we were born and encouraged us to read and write. Seuss's One Fish, Two Fish, A. A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh, E.B. White and his achingly beautiful Charlotte's Web. In my extended family, English and theater majors, Ivy League schooling abounds. A beloved aunt wrote for Time Life Incorporated and then became senior editor for Sports Illustrated. She covered diving and horse racing for many years. One of her most exciting articles was about Secretariat, Big Red, the magnificent racehorse, greatest athlete of all time. She got to hang out with trainers and horses in the muck and dirt of various tracks and barns, learning their unique stories while they readied for possible glory. I loved seeing her byline set in bold type on glossy pages. Demi Stathoplos, my writer rock star aunt. Parties acknowledge under oath they have voluntarily. Ugh. I check out again. With our favorite cousins, my sister and I wrote plays, family newspapers, and funny stories. As a lifelong activist, I wrote my first letter to the editor when I was 14. The Portland Press Herald creatively titled it Thoughts on Drugs. There were certainly thoughts, and they were about drugs. I was anti-drug at that moment and passionate about it. Those passions matured quickly, and I might have written a bit differently on the subject before I reached my 15th birthday. Since then, I have had countless letters published. The lawyers drone on. Health insurance coverage comes up. Jack is a fisherman. I am an actor. Neither of us can afford the gargantuan expensive private insurance for ourselves or our kids. Well, I'll have to think about that one. Isn't there a better way to do this? Why does divorce have to be this hard? It is further ordered that Jack M. shall maintain private health insurance for the party's children. Jack definitely can't do that alone. Ugh. It's all so ugly. The lawyers speak of divorce decrees would make a seasoned copy editor long for purple prose. I drift off again. I love books and mastery of the written word. Dostoevsky, Victor Hugo, Steinbeck, Sartre, Du Maurier, Zola, Marquez, Allende, and so many more became trusted authors whose works I love and read with relish. Books and their authors have been my stalwart friends, but it's music, particularly rock and roll music, that defines me. Rock and roll has always been my very best bud. I play songs in my head whenever my transistor or stereo aren't handy, or when I need to check out. I don't sing. I just play them in my head. Right now, Cold Shot might help. And that's a cold shot, baby. Yeah, that's a drag. Oh, Stevie Ray, why'd you have to go and get in that helicopter? Lisa, do you understand and agree with all terms? Okay. This mediator has me commiserating with Raskolnikov. Good thing she's not a pawnbroker. Jack is staring at me from across the conference table, likely alternating between thin hope I will change my mind and wanting to strangle me with his bare hands. His two-bit attorney sits next to him, gloating like the Cheshire Cat. I'm easy prey for unethical counsel. I don't want to take our house. Jack built it. He is a gifted craftsman, and his lifelong dream was to design and build his own home. I am not asking to liquidate Jack's multiple assets, and I want Jack and I to share custody of the children. I want to be as gracious and graceful in divorce as I can. Jack's lawyer rests his fat white hands on his ample vested belly. He grins widely. Jack, thin as a rail, hardworking, sensitive, kind, sits quietly next to him. They are a vision in opposites. The live large and irresponsibly barrister with his obsequious smile is a modern-day caricature of Ayn Rand's Ellsworth Toohey in The Fountainhead. Where on earth did Jack find this guy? What is the cure for this mess? I could use a cure right now. I have go-tos for assuaging life's vagaries. I'm not talking about self-medicating. There is a list of cinematic cures that reliably lift me from life's darker moments. The T-Rex scene from Spielberg's Jurassic Park always cheers me up. The courtroom scene from What's Up, Doc still invokes side-splitting laughter, and viewing Lucy's Vitamita Vegemin could be the best way to start any day. And the whole fellowship from Jackson's Return of the King is an excellent reminder that good beings exist in the universe. Come to think of it, Liam Dunn playing the judge in the courtroom scene of What's Up, Doc would be a perfect antidote for this moment. He could just accidentally gavel smash his lifesavers and I'd be right as rain. Just now, though, the TV in my head is tuned to Torval and Dean going full scorched earth to Ravel's Bolero at the 1984 Winter Olympics. If this meeting gets any more tense, I'm going to need more than perfect score ice dancing to carry on. Something dark, hellish. The Mr. Blonde scene from Reservoir Dogs might do. Stuck in the middle with you. The undersigned agree to the following terms. I slice off my own ear. In this conference room of the county courthouse, our preliminary divorce proceedings with lawyers and mediators is fast becoming a weighty reminder of all that's now at stake. Jesus, we just got married, didn't we? Has it really been 21 years? How in the hell did we end up here? Well, because of me. Me and my sweet, soon-to-be ex-husband. Things are anything but sweet right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
my
lovely,
goodness.
lovely, 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 lovely.
Oh my gosh.
And now I'll take you into behavioral ed for those of you who haven't gotten a chance to enjoy it. It's the best thing ever, and it really is. Boy, I miss the kids.
All right.
It's called I Want You. Who the hell does she think she is? Why is she saying that? She's intense. Yeah, I know that's what most of us are thinking, but, she shouldn't be saying it out loud. Someone needs to put a lid on her. She doesn't get it. This is the way it is. Go with the flow. Make no waves. Wow. How unsurprising people are. They misunderstand me. I feel their looks. I could dine for weeks on their lush contempt. I guess it's no wonder I've never fit in. Since childhood, I've been all angles and sharps, wiry with hard edges. Pair that with a dark and sulky mood. I can't help seeing everything that makes no sense. I've built a fortress around my soft underbelly. I'm easy prey for the ruthless. I don't easily trust, and I don't suffer mean people or fools. But it turns out this is a huge asset in my second career in behavioral ed. She's the effing shit. I bet she can't stand Connolly either. She says fuck I've heard her. She says it under her breath all the time. She called Josh and Adam douchebags. No way. Josh go off? Nope. Cracked right friggin' up. Ha! Effing douchebags. She owned that, dude. Sweet. She said, no bench, no friggin' detention. She meant it, man. She gets it. She's the shit. Mrs. You're the shiznit. I love a chorus of young voices. A lifetime on stage makes me a perfect fit for my second career with kids whose behavior menaces. Acting is the study of human behavior after all. I've been training formally and informally all my life. Screw you, dude! Mrs. I hear Kelsey screaming obscenities from way down the hall, and I picture her taking the B-wing stairs 4 at a time. Mrs. Connolly fucking sucks big time, and I'm not going back to his fucking class ever again.
Right.
This for the entire English wing to enjoy. I meet her halfway. I dismiss her present resemblance to Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Okay, Kels, I hear you. You don't need to be in Mr. Connolly's class today, all right? You want to chill in Gamma for a bit? She slams herself onto the floor and wedges her slim frame into the corner. Note to self, sit in on Connolly's class and find out what's getting in Kelsey's way there. Second note to self, I already know what. I'd melt every day if I had to stick it out with Connolly. I didn't punch people or walls or spend time in juvenile detention as a kid, but I was a bit of a behavior problem myself. Teenagers glean this, especially teens with amygdalas the size of turnips due to past traumas and lives that have taught them to keep on high alert. Authenticity is their game, and they instantly recognize any charlatan in their midst. Mrs. You can't stand Connolly either, I can tell. Jeez. Their shit detectors are friggin' accurate. That is not true. But I do get your frustration with Mr. Connolly's style, but let's work on what we can control, okay? Hey, Kels, chillax. Want to smoke later? Jake, if you want to discuss weed or any other substance, we can do that, all right? If you want info on what the crap you put into your body does to it, I'll happily give it to you. But we're not going to tell war stories or plan after-school drug meets in here, okay? Remember? Mrs. I meant ciggies. Yeah. Okay, Jake, yep. And I am one day old. Mrs. You're pissed. I am not pissed, Jake. Just reminding. You know the Gamma rules. Hey, you smoked back in the day, Mrs. You admitted. Jake, enough! I suck at concealing my smile. I have always passed the rigorous intuitive tests of troubled youth. Incredibly, there's a place other than the stage where I fit in, helping the pissed off, razor sharp, amazing, frequent flyers to vice principals' offices who terrify everyone else. I want these monikers of theirs, frequent flyers, bad kids, to become obsolete. I want them to have a safe place. I want the world to see they're not bad. Bad shit happened to them. They lack certain skills, have problems not yet solved. And we are bad at seeing them, understanding them, helping them. I want people to know how incredibly good, incredibly wonderful they are. Suddenly, Gamma's door slams open, bangs against the wall, and bounces back to ajar. A bear-sized male student wearing a torn and faded sweatshirt with sketchy emblazoned on it strides in. Lunchtime in Gamma is pretty predictable. Fucking A, smells like ass in here.
Nice.
This refrain is common upon introduction of any unfamiliar scent, as well as frequently heralds the entrance of any behavior kid into Gamma. Graham, this is my lunch. It is tuna fish salad, something offered in the Commons almost every day. It is a fish, which is a food. All right? Oh, it smells like friggin' ass.
Nice.
Okay. Aren't you supposed to be in American Studies right now? Yeah, Shelby blows, and no, I ain't going.
Nice.
Maybe we can think of another way to express your disappointment and contempt for Mr. Shelby, okay? Like I said, he blows. What are you guys talking about in American Studies right now? The effing colonists so effing sick of colonial shit. The effing colonists. Love that. I can't get enough of that. Well, maybe if you can stick that class out until June, you could discover why and how those musket bearers left us with the sacrosanct 11th Commandment, also known as the Second Amendment, right? Fuck the Second Amendment. It's called an amendment. Get a freaking dictionary. Exactly. That huge brain of yours needs a more challenging class, I think, okay? After I eat, we'll chat. How about you sit for a minute? Plunks himself down at the circular table and glowers. Hey, Ms. S. Yes, Graham? Where's Crockett? I got math shit. Good idea. Do some math. Crockett's in Weymouth's class. He can help you next block. Hey, Ms. S. You have that weird apple? That apple thingy, that smelly thing? Smells good. Yep. It's on my desk. You want it? Yeah. He lumbers over, and I hand him a clove apple I made around Christmas time. The response to it then was so astounding, you'd think I'd created Candy Crush. He twists it in between his ham-sized hands, each knuckle bearing a poke and stick tattoo spelling out H-A-T-E on his gear oil-stained fist. Raises it up, nestles it below his nostrils, breathes in deeply. It's freaking weird, Ms. S. It's kind of sick. Love you too, Graham.
Yeah.
Just another moment to treasure with the coolest kids on the planet.
Oh.
Thank you,
Oh my
Lisa.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's a hard
Oh.
job. Wow.
Woo! Woo-hoo!